So this video will discuss the disassembly and reassembly and analysis of the spinning pump, whether it be from the manufacturer Meyer or Witta.
Okay, to start off, the things you're going to need acetone, Scotch-Brite, 10mm wrench, metric Allen key, Arkansas stones, so you got 3 here, a pipe cleaner, you're going to need surgical gloves, and a box of rags. The hammer, the rubber mallet, is optional. That's in case you can't get the shaft out of the pump. Alright, well, we're going to start. Oh, you will need a vise. We're going to start by putting the pump in the vise. When you put the pump in the vise, there are 3 layers of metal here that are layered on top of each other. Have the vise only grip the bottom layer. Alright, take your 10mm wrench, undo the nuts here.
Those are the bolts that basically tighten and loosen the packing in the pump.
Take all 3 and place them on your workspace. Remove the top. Place that on your workspace. Now you have 3 bolts here too. You want to take your metric Allen key. This one is 5mm. Loosen those, take those out. While I'm at it, inside along the shaft you will see packing up against the shaft. That is the vacuum seal. If the packing is fairly white, it's not black, your packing is fine. Place these on your workspace and remove the, you see the packing in there. Now packing is white, so it should be okay. Next, we'll remove the 6 bolts that hold down the metal pieces. Remove all 6. Place those on your workspace. Now this is going to be the most difficult part of taking apart the pump. If there is residue inside the pump, it makes it even more difficult to take apart. Okay, now we're removing the top section from the bottom section. Here's the top section. On the other side you will find your shaft and your two gears. Find your middle piece. This has residue in it. Place that on your workspace. And then your bottom piece. Now to get your shaft out, this is why the rubber mallet is optional. Place it on top of the vise, and you lightly tap the shaft through, and most of the time it'll take the gear with it. Now, the residue that's on the pump right now is causing everything to be extremely sticky and hard to get apart. So we're going to take some of our acetone and spray it. Clean it off. See if we can get some of the residue off to help get the gears off. That one comes off real easy. Shaft. Now for this gear, I understand is most of the time very hard to take out. This is a small trick that you can do with it. Be very careful when doing this. So push it up against the vise, close the vise onto the gear very slightly, not very tight at all. And slide out the body. There you go. These are all your separate pieces. Hit that with some acetone. Clean it up real nice. Okay, and that's how you take apart one of the spinning pumps. Let me stop it there.
Okay, so this will be the cleaning and reassembly procedure after the pump has been completely disassembled.
Okay, we're going to start off by taking our Arkansas stone. We're going to spray some acetone right over the top of it. And we're going to lightly go over the top, take all the high edges off the top of the pump. Feel a lot of high edges on here. Okay. Now, I ripped off a small piece of Scotch-Brite. I'm going to clean the inside bore of where the shaft was with the Scotch-Brite. Use your pinky or your finger or if you really need to, you can use a screwdriver, push up against the sides on the Scotch-Brite, like that. Try and make it as smooth and as you can. Looks good. Take a little bit of the Scotch-Brite over the top of the nub. Alright, that's done. Place that over there. Next we will work on the gear that goes on the nub. That of course needs acetone. And okay, now I'm going to take one more spray on this guy. Very gently place the gear on, turn it a little bit, make sure it turns. If it gets caught, that means that there's extra residue on the plate. You might have to hit it with acetone again and the Arkansas stone. Next, we will go with the top. This is the top part plate. Just spray that down. A little piece of Scotch-Brite again through the shaft holes. Next we're going to do the shaft. This part finished. We're going to clean it up with our Scotch-Brite. Take it, spin it. Try and get all the extra stuff, residue off. We're going to take the acetone. Take our Arkansas stone, very slightly up against the shaft. I recommend hitting it one more time with Scotch-Brite. Make sure everything comes off. Next, we're going to work on our other gear. Hit that with acetone, just like our other gear. Recommend checking inside the gears. Make sure there's nothing inside them, because that could cause problems later on in the process. We're going to place this gear onto our shaft. Place it into the keyway. Make sure it goes all the way down. Caught on something. There we go. Sometimes you gotta mess with the key to be able to fit it in there. So that is finished. Next, we're going to work on our metal middle section. This needs to be acetoned also. In the inside area here, take your Scotch-Brite, clean up all the gunk that's in there. Even on the inlet and outlets. One more time with acetone to make sure there's nothing on there. just making sure there's nothing inside the inlet and outlets. Okay. Next, we will take our bottom piece and we will line up. Make sure you lined up the right direction. Our plate right on top of it. We are going to then take our shaft with the gear on it, push it through, should slide fine through, and turn the gears. Make sure that they turn. Periodically we will be turning the gears to make sure that they move smoothly. If they don't move smoothly in one of the areas, we have to take it apart again and clean it again. Take our back piece, put it on like so, close, there's your pump, turn the gears again, make sure that they turn, both directions. And then we will go back to the vise. Once again, only the bottom piece should be gripped on the vise. We will spray down these. Just a little bit, clean them off with a rag. It is acceptable to put anti-seize on these. I would not put too much though, because it will start to leak into the pump and causing it to seize up. It's not needed though. Put our bolts in. Your 5mm. I would recommend tightening these in a star pattern. Stop it. Alright, now all our bolts are in. They're tightened. You can use a pair of channel locks on the hex head. Sometimes it needs a little help just to get the gears going. But once the gears get going, then it's fine. Next is our packing piece. This you do not hit with acetone. I repeat, you do not hit this with acetone. You will eat away the packing and you will vacuum leak badly. What we do with this is we take our small piece of Scotch-Brite, just clean the metal part of the hole, as you can see there. Just clean it a little bit. Take some of your Scotch-Brite, clean the face. You don't have to make it shiny, but just enough. There you go. That's good enough. We'll place it over our shaft. Next, leave that for now. Next, we will take our bolts that go into the packing piece. Hit those with acetone, clean those up a little bit. Wipe them down. Place that into our packing piece, and for these bolts, when you tighten them down, do not over tighten them. It is very easy to strip the bolts or the body of the pump. I would say make them hand tight, not not too much torque. All right. Next is, I'll call it our pusher. It pushes up against the packing to allow a seal. I'm gonna hit it with acetone. Clean it off with a rag. There's a lot of residue on this. Take our Scotch-Brite, clean off the faces a little bit. Take our small piece of Scotch-Brite, clean in the middle. You can roll it. Get as clean as possible. We will place this now onto our pump. Push down on it so it's up against the packing. We're going to add our hex bolts. Slightly tighten these. Take our channel locks and we will make sure that the gears still turn. And that is how you clean your pumps.